My people, hope everybody's enjoying this fine evening. It is absolutely gorgeous outside. Just now getting dark, but the temperature's like 65, which is swimming weather for me. So I'll take it. Guys, make sure you check out Timbo437 on YouTube and Apex Alchemy on YouTube. Great channels, great guys. Make sure you hit the like button. It's right down there. And if you do, you'll automatically be entered to win a disposable paintbrush. If you would like to support the channel or donate to the channel, you can find the info to do so in the description. All donations will be used 100% for Knives for content. Also, there's a link for Patreon. And I recently added another tier for Patreon, so it's only $3. So there is a $3 tier. One second, guys. I gotta shut the door. The dogs are barking again. All right. Yeah. Anyway, so there's a $3 tier now, and pretty much get all the same benefits. Maybe a couple things are different, but for the most part, it supports the channel. It is every bit of the budget for the channel, so obviously much appreciated if you can. I think that's it. Oh, I'd like to thank my patrons, Jeremy, Thomas, Tom, David, and Ken. Thank you guys so very much. All right, today we're going to talk about a knife that is discontinued, unfortunately, but it is a fantastic knife, and in my opinion, I would seek one out on the secondary because it's pretty damn good. It's not perfect, but it's good, and it is the Todd Begg Steelcraft Series Glimpse 7.0. This is the Desert Tan with the carbon fiber non-fluted blade. So a lot of their blades have these flutes, kind of like the handle here and there. Titanium liners, clip, hardware, which is awesome. Beautiful hollow grind. Just a absolutely beautiful knife. So it is a full-size knife, and I brought this guy out here to show that fact. It's a little bit bigger than this ZT 562, and I chose this knife because it's the only knife I really have that most people are familiar with. So anyway, I'm gonna set that guy right there. This belongs to Apex Alchemy. I'm gonna sharpen it because it is super dull. So typically, Begg knives, the OEM for their Steelcraft series was Riot. This particular one was done by WE Knives. From what I understand, Begg switched from Riot to WE, made this model, and then switched back to Riot. No explanation given that I know of, but that's what it is. Action is beautiful, great detent. So they did a good job. To me, WE Knives has always been the second best when it comes to OEM work, and nowadays they might even be third. But these came in many colors. Like I said, also with the fluted blade. They're on an IKBS bearing system, and if you're not familiar with what IKBS is, this is the Google translation to that. It uses the bolt as the inner ring of the ball bearings, which is the pivot, while the outer ring was replaced by ring-shaped grooves in the scale liners holding the rolling elements. So the cages are completely eliminated for the bearings themselves. And according to them, the result is a very light ball bearing system that takes up less space but is still fully functional. And that is basically from Google verbatim. So, understanding this correctly, if you are not careful when you disassemble, the bearings can fall away from you because they are not caged. So, it has happened to me before because I didn't know any better, and it was not cool. So, I would definitely not take this apart if you can keep from it. I just recommend just blowing it out and using a little bit of oil for the pivot. It is bearing, so it's not exactly oiling the pivot is not necessarily needed, but since it's a pain in the butt to take apart without losing bearings, then that's what I recommend. Lots and lots of knives are on the IKBS system, and if you see this little icon right here, that is the IKBS symbol. All right, so like I said, there is some bad things about this. We're going to talk about the pros first, and then we'll get to the cons. The pros, in my opinion, all this is my opinion, of course. It's a full-size knife, flipper only, beautiful hollow grind, very, very, very thin behind the edge, and I can't state that enough. And a hollow grind is personally my favorite. Also, as the more you sharpen that, you don't lose. It still stays thin behind the edge for drastically longer than a flat grind, because you're not losing as much material because it is still thin. Crazy smooth action, like I said. It is a shame it's a flipper only, but we'll get to that in a second. And I'm not a fan of how the clip looks, but it works well, so I can't really complain. The little ceramic bearing that is in there, it does work, and the retention is good, and it's in and out of the pocket exceptionally well. And the way this pocket clip is configured, it rides in your pocket really, really well. So there's no complaints there. It has an excellent usable edge. Also, just I had to throw that out there. The blade shape and all that good stuff. Oh, I forgot about the sticker for today. I'm going to do another Rips Garage Tech sticker because it's something small and it's something I can fit in there. I'll do it in a minute. I don't want to deviate from what we were talking about here. And by we, I mean me. Nested liners. Very well done. The transition from the carbon fiber and the G10 is perfect. And I mean perfect. I can't find any issue with the carbon fiber at all. T8 hardware everywhere except for the pocket clip, which actually it is T8 as well. Never mind, I take that back. The lock bar, it looks okay, I guess, but it works really well. You get excellent access to it. It's comfortable in the hand, or for my hands, but I would guess that it's not for everyone, but it feels really good in my hands. So that's a cool thing. Some things I don't like about it, the bearings not being caged. I'm not a fan of that. You know, we've come a long way with bearings. I think the IKBS system can be tossed, and just some standard ceramic bearings would have been sufficient. Beautiful action though. It's hard to show that off under this camera. Flipper tab is light switch only, and it looks weird, but I guess it fits the knife, so that's just being nitpicky at this point, I guess. It's S35VN, which is meh, I guess. And the worst thing about it, the whole knife, is this stupid lanyard slot. Sorry guys, I didn't mean to shake the camera. This lanyard slot almost ruins the whole knife for me. I think it looks ridiculous. It is 100%. It shouldn't be there. If anything, just put a hole big enough to put paracord through, and that's all you need. That slot looks ridiculous, and I hate it. It's just going to be a link catcher and debris catcher. It's just, I don't like it. But honestly, that's really all I can say about this knife that I do not like. Other than the fact that it is no longer available. This is a, like I said, Steelcraft series, so it is a production model of a very well-known, very beautiful custom knife that can get quite pricey, from $1,000 on up. I've seen them in the $2 to $2,200 range before. And Todd Begg, he puts out some wicked weird stuff, man, but some extremely expensive stuff. I've seen some of his crazy fixed blades in the $10,000 range. It's more of an art piece than anything, but that's what it is. They are functional as far as I can tell, but man, go on Arizona Custom Knives and look at some of the Todd Begg stuff. Some of them are just crazy looking, but this one maintains that Begg style while being extremely useful. It is a little bit over, what is that, a 3.5 inch, 3.75 inch blade. So it is considered a full-size knife. I would say it's a medium knife. I would put this in the medium category as well, but it works good for me. The choil is useful, even though it's kind of weird with this flipper. But that is what it is. Guys, I'm really sorry about my dogs. My daughter decided to feed them right as I was doing my video, and I apologize. But that's all I got for you guys today. I wanted to show this off. This one, I just got this in trade from Billy over at Apex Alchemy, and got a bro deal on it, really. And I appreciate the trade. I kind of owe him on this one because the trade was a little lopsided in my behalf, and I don't like that. But anyway, so this guy will probably stick around for a while. This could be my church carry or something like that. Since it says 35 VN and it's on bearings, I probably won't use it to do a lot of work, but it'll be a great little, not doing anything crazy EDC kind of deal. All right, guys, let me know if you've ever had one of these, if you like these, or if you prefer this one over the Mini, because the Mini is also quite nice, but it's about this long. Anyway, hit me up in the comments on what you think about these, and also about the IKBS system. Have you guys ever had any issues with that, or do you know a trick to hold those bearings from breaking loose? Let me know, because I would like to take this thing apart and clean it before I put it in the safe. But I really don't want to deal with the bearings getting away like my meatball. All right, that's it. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Also, I'm making strops. If you're interested, just hit me up on Instagram. Information will be in the description. And I'll get you a couple made and sent out to you. You guys have a fantastic rest of your evening. I'm tired. Sorry, guys. Later.